Hi friends, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to share my August TBR, or I should say my August reading plans. So I do have a stack of books to show you. Most of them are coming from my summer reading plans. I told you I would be back to talk to you about my August TBR, and here I am. Okay, the first book I want to talk to you about is If You Tell a Lie by Lucinda Berry. This is her newest release. It just released on Tuesday. I pre-ordered it because number one, I have read all of Lucinda Berry's books except for one, well, two now. And I'm going to be discussing this with Brandon on my podcast in September 23rd. You can tune in and hear both of our thoughts on this book. It's not very long, 252 pages. And even if you've never read a Lucinda Berry book, I challenge you to pick it up, give it a go, and discuss it with us. Someone knows what they did that summer. So they never considered how his wife might react, or that by the end of the summer a man would be dead. But Blakely always got her way, and the others followed her lead, even when they knew it was dead wrong. The girls had been friends from day one at Camp Pendleton, a haven for gifted children, but their senior summer was different. When Mr. Crosby, the handsome tennis coach, wound up murdered after a reckless lie, Blakely, Grace, Meg, and Thera swore themselves to secrecy and never spoke to each other again. Until now. 20 years later, a sinister note claiming to know what they did brings them back together, and once again Blakely is pulling the strings. Unfolding in a dual timeline, If You Tell a Lie is a disturbing journey into the dangerous, sometimes deadly consequences of peer pressure with a bone-chilling twist you'll never see coming. So it sounds like it's perfect to read in August with the summer camp setting in the past timeline, and I think we can all relate to peer pressure, and yeah, I'm looking forward to a good twisty story by Lucinda Berry. So again, join me and Brandon on September 23rd on Talk Bookish to Me podcast to hear all of our thoughts. I also have a few book club books and buddy reads. The first being Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. I'm reading this with my patrons in August, and then at the end of the month we're going to have a discussion, and then we will also be watching the newest adaptation of the book, and I'm looking forward to both the discussion and the movie, but also the book. This is one of the more popular Agatha Christie novels, and those are the ones that we've kind of been sticking to. It takes place on the Nile, obviously. So the tranquility of a cruise along the Nile was shattered by the discovery that Lynette Ridgway had been shot through the head. She was young, stylish, and beautiful, a girl who had everything until she lost her life. And then Poirot recalled an earlier outburst by a fellow passenger. I'd like to put my dear little pistol against her head and just pull the trigger. Yet in this exotic setting, nothing is ever quite what it seems. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to this one. And then we're also buddy reading, and we're reading along through the Inheritance Games series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And the October book, of course, is the Hawthorne Legacy, the second book in the series. I really enjoyed the first book, so we will be reading it in August and discussing it towards the end of August. It says mystery, riches, romance, and betrayal. And I really don't want to read the synopsis or anything. I just want to kind of go in blind without knowing too much. But I really did enjoy the Inheritance Games. It is a YA series, so it does read very YA. But I look forward to reading these type of books and discussing them with friends. Then for my Night Owl Book Club, we will be reading Two Sides to Every Murder by Danielle Valentine. Very excited that this won the vote. We voted by emoji, so they had no idea what they were actually voting on. And this one won the vote. It's also a short one, so I feel like that gives it bonus points. It says, live a lie or die for the truth. Most people's births aren't immortalized in a police report, but Olivia was born during the infamous Camp Lost Lake murders. 17 years later, her life looks pretty perfect until she discovers the man she calls dad is not her biological father. Now she needs answers about her bloodline, and the only place she knows to look is Camp Lost Lake. There is a further explanation there, but I just want to It usually has a white cover, so if you're seeing this red cover and being like, where did you get that? It is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and obviously it has a different color cover. And then in the back, it does have an author interview in the back. That is what the exclusive part is. But I'm very excited because I did have the pleasure of meeting Danielle Valentine last year, and she did talk about this book, so I'm so glad that it's here, and to have that little extra author interview is worth it to me. For my in-person book club, I'm going to be reading Summer of '69 by Ellen Hildebrand. This will be my second Hildebrand novel. I started one book of her, well, I didn't start. I read a book from her in the past, but it was the first book in a series, but this is like a standalone. Obviously historical fiction set during the summer, a breezy yet gritty novel, simple, sassy, and continuously engaging. Yeah, I'm going to go into this. I think it's about like a family. Every year, the children have looked forward to spending the summer at their grandmother's historic home in downtown Nantucket. But like so much else in America, nothing is the same. And it talks about the different siblings and like where they are now and stuff like that. This one is a chunky one. It's over 400 pages. But like I said, I'm reading it for my in-person book club, so it will happen. I'm also hosting the Libut discussion in August with Elise. The Libut is a sci-fi book club. It started last month in June. So June, July, August. So 3 months in. The Light Pirate by Lily Brooks Dalton. I had another bookstagrammer come on my podcast, and Kara, if you're out there and watching this, she was pitching this book to me, and it just sounded really, really good. And I thought, based like when it released before and I saw it like popping around like on Book of the Month and stuff like that, pirate really stuck out to me, and it seemed like a fantasy, but it's actually like this sci-fi climate fiction story of survival and resilience, spanning one woman's lifetime as she navigates the uncertainty, brutality, and arresting beauty of a rapidly changing world. Me and Elise are going to be discussing this on the 29th of August, I believe. So join Elise and I for the discussion on August 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you forget, I do have that linked in my community tab. The next book club that I'm going to be reading, I don't have a copy of it, but it's for the Sleep When I'm Dead book club. We're going to be reading What Have You Done by Sherry LaPena. So that is Jessie's book club, and her co-hosts for the month of August are Hannah and Keisha, and the discussion is going to be on August 26th. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will also be reading and joining the discussion for that. The rest of the books on my TBR are all based on a readathon that I'm doing over in my Patreon. I'm actually doing a summer Goosebumps readathon, and then I will be doing one in the fall as well. So what I did is I went through like the classic books, like just kind of the first, I don't know, 30 or so, and I picked out the summary kind of books, and then based on that book I came up with a prompt. So for the Goosebumps readathon, it's going to be running from August 1st until August 5th, and I will be doing a vlog here on my channel that you can see of all the things that we're doing. The first prompt is from the book Say Cheese and Die. The second one is from Welcome to Camp Nightmare. The third is One Day at Horrorland. The fourth is Ghost Beach, the Horror at Camp Jelly Jam, and The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. And then the different prompts, like I said, are based off of those. So I just have some books over here that kind of like fit the vibes of the readathon, but also this one also fits for that readathon, and this one also fits for that readathon as well. But I do have another stack of books that I'm hoping to tackle as well. So the Goosebumps book that I will be reading is One Day at Horrorland, and I know it's shocking, but I've never read a Goosebumps book before. Before this month in July of 2024. I read Say Cheese and Die, and now I will be reading this one in August. These are short middle grade horror stories, if you don't know. Very popular. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. It says the next ride might be their last. The Morris family got lost trying to find Zoo Gardens theme park, but that's okay. They found another amusement park instead. It's called HorrorLand. And then mentioning like fairs and carnivals, that's kind of like a theme that you'll see along with like camping stories. I have Wonderland by Jennifer Hillier. I've had this on my TBR for a while. I've waited around for the audiobook. The audiobook is finally released. I've heard mixed reviews, but I don't care. Like, I really love Jennifer Hillier's books and I really enjoy her writing, and I just feel like she has like her own voice in the genre, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Welcome to Wonderland. By day it's a magical place boasting a certain retro charm. Excited children, hands sticky, running around from the octopus ride to the spinning sombrero. While carnival music from the Wonder Wheel, the oldest farewell in the Pacific Northwest, fills the air. But before daybreak, an eerie feeling descends. Maybe it's the Clown Museum, home to a creepy wax replicas of movie stars and a massive collection of antique porcelain dolls. Or maybe it's the dead, decaying body left in the midway for all the wonder workers to see. So we have a murder. We're gonna solve it, and I'm just really looking forward to it. A couple of other like camping type books that I want to get to. The first one being Dad Camp by Evan S. Porter. I don't know if this is the author's debut or not. Yeah, it's his first novel. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's a father-daughter week at a remote summer camp, and it's a loving dad and his 11-year-old daughter's last chance to bond before he loses her to teenage girlhood entirely. Does that not sound freaking adorable? I am so excited. And then the last book on my TBR is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This is the newest release by Liz Moore. I did read Long Bright River. I did enjoy that one, probably not as much as other people, but I've been hearing excellent things about this one. It says, when a teenager vanishes from her Adirondack summer camp, two worlds collide. Early morning, August 1975, a camp counselor discovers an empty bunk, and then, yeah, it's a story of inheritance and second chances, the tensions between a family and a community, and a history that will not let go of any of them. So, that is my August TBR. Quite a stack here, but I'm very excited about all of these books, and stay tuned for reading vlogs and other thoughts on these books across the interwebs. You can always check me out on Goodreads and the Story Graph, or you can join my Patreon and join in on the Goosebumps Readathon, and then get mini book reviews of all the books I read throughout the month at the end of the month. And yeah, I guess that's all I have for you today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day or night, and I'll see you guys again in another video very soon. Bye, friends.